deep to receive for Ottawa. Stefan Flintoff to kick off for the BC Lions. Ottawa won the toss, elected to receive. We'll see which BC Lions defense we're going to get right out of the gate here. They started the season so well. Had some hiccups of late. And we're underway. Harris fakes the reverse. Out across the 25-yard line. Flag on the play before he's brought down at the 30. Looks like a face mask on that play, Suits.
Yeah, it looked like it was, and that'll be added yardage for Dustin Crum to get his first series under his belt here in BC Place. First start against the Lions.
Major foul, face mask, BC number 21. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
So yards tacked on out of the gate here. You'll see the face mask right there. So Dustin Crum, 2-6 as a starter. We mentioned off the top he has those 2 wins under his belt. Started with that come from behind victory versus the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Down 16 going into the 3-minute warning.
Good field position for Ottawa to start here at their own 45-yard line. Crum fakes the handoff. He's got Shaq Evans looking inside, crossing midfield for a gain of close to 12 to the Lions' 52-yard line.
Well, when your name is Deontay Bull and you play offensive line, you get highlighted in the intros because he played at Fresno State, first pick overall for Ottawa in the 23 draft. So we'll watch Bull against Betts, and what a game for Devontae Williams out of the backfield. Last game for the Red Blacks.
Good start for Ottawa. Looks like they've got Williams involved here. He is met, but he bounces outside. Picks up a positive gain before being brought down by Matthew Betts.
Betts leads the league in sacks and has all season long, 2 ahead of AC Leonard. He's got 12 on the season. See if he gets one tonight and adds to the total. No Bola combo in the linebacking core for BC tonight. Josh Woods will take his spot. And in the secondary, the leader in that group is TJ Lee. Couple of interceptions, 2 versus Montreal.
2-yard gain, that brings up 2nd and 8. Crum drops back, faces some pressure, still has some time, still manages to escape. Crum's going to keep it. Looks like he'll come up short of the first down, but he avoided disaster.
And avoided about a 10-yard loss there, and that's just a field position issue now, but gets it back with the scramble. Dustin Crum still leads all quarterbacks in rushing, although Trey Ford is on his heels.
It didn't take long.
It didn't take long for Ford, and congratulations on the Elks for their win last night, but he still leads all quarterbacks rushing the football. You know you'll see a little bit of that tonight.
Crum picks up enough to set up a field goal here, a 53-yard attempt for Lewis Ward. He's 6 of 8 on attempts beyond 50 yards this season. Kick is up, and it is good. 53 yards for Lewis Ward as the Ottawa Redblacks draw first blood. When we come back, Vernon Adams looks to take his next step to a 5th straight potential 300-yard game.
Well, he's 11-5 as the starter for the BC Lions overall. Joined the team last year when Nathan Rourke was the starter, but yeah, it's been his best year. I mean, 4 straight games over 300, 7 total on the season. Didn't win all those games, surprisingly. When you throw for 300, you should win.
Quick fake to Mizell. VA looking deep, has Hatcher across midfield. Nice gain for a first completion for Keon Hatcher. Hatcher, another player over these first 4 games who has been very good, 20 yards on that completion.
Well, he and Alexander Hollins have been outstanding and been targeted 84 times, but it's just great protection up front with 4-man pressure. Gives VA tons of time to step into this throw and get the thing rolling right out of the gate.
Red Blacks start with a field goal. BC looking to respond here. Adams empties the backfield. Getting pressure, trying to escape the pocket, and he is almost back to the line of scrimmage, but that will be a sack. Mike Wakefield looks to be the last guy to get a hand on Adams before he goes down. Loss of 1 brings up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, he did empty, so he didn't have any extra protection, any chip blocks from Mizell in the backfield. Still 4-man pressure, little stunt up front. Tries to step up in the pocket. Leon Lang was there as well.
Lang getting credit for that one. BC's offensive line didn't give up a sack last week. Give one up early here. Adams drops back. Pass deflected at the line as he was looking for Lucky Whitehead, and that falls incomplete, and that'll bring out the punting unit.
I think that was Wakefield who got his hand on that by the celebration. It certainly looked like it. Again, controlling that line of scrimmage and a little bit of pressure up front with 4 men. If Ottawa could continue to rush with 4 and maybe spy VA with the extra linebacker, maybe rattle him in that pocket, although again, he's been outstanding all year.
Stefan Flintoff with the punt. Brandon Dandridge picks it up. He's got room down the left sideline. Flintoff will try to make the tackle. A pretty nice one on the play, but not before Dandridge gets out to the 40-yard line. Things going right for the Red Blacks. Could have taken it deep in their own end. Instead, a nice return sets them up into their 2nd drive.
Holding together.
Crum empties the backfield. Movement at the line of scrimmage. The pointing begins.
Yeah. Bull pointing. Played his college ball with the Fresno Bulldogs.
Also played high school football for the Belmont Bulldogs.
I heard you went toe-to-toe. I heard you went toe-to-toe a couple times.
Yeah, well, listen, I don't want to show off, but I was 2-0 coaching against Dante Bull's team
Offside.
over in Victoria.
BC number 46, 5-yard penalty. First down.
But hold on.
56.
Dante Bull, how much bigger was he than every other high school player at that time?
Well, he was basically as big as the rest of the linemen put together on the other side of the ball. Everybody looked up at him, coaches, officials, everybody. Hand off to Williams. Kalanick makes the first contact, but he spins forward. Looks like he's got the first down after a gain of 5, maybe 6.
Well, let's take a look at Dante Bull and just see how he gets this down block and gets that big body going from his right to left. Just slide down protection, just blocking, and look at him drive his man 4 or 5 yards across the line of scrimmage. Open up a crease.
First down for the Red Blacks, their own 49. Lions showing blitz. That pass is batted away and intercepted. Josh Woods with the pick.
Manuel Racamba comes off the edge. He's in the lane. I don't know that he tipped the ball. We'll take a look at the replay, but he comes up and he just elevates. He jumps up, gets blocked by Williams. Williams going to step over and pick him up, but you'll see 33 coming off the edge. As soon as he does, look at him. He did get his hands on it. He was the guy, not the D lineman. Tips up, and Haladic with the pick.
Crum with a nice tackle right after as well.
Yeah, he knew this was going to be dangerous the moment he saw that ball flutter up in the air. There's all kinds of defenders around it. And Josh Woods playing for Lacombe.
Great field position for the Lions to get this drive started at the Ottawa 50. A wide open Lucky Whitehead makes a diving catch. Falls forward for about 7 yards on that play. Ball a little behind him. Whitehead did well to make that catch.
Let's take a look at the BC Lions starting offense. Jarrell Broxton and Kent Perkins playing out there at the tackles. We'll see them up against Lorenzo Malden, who I think is due. He is due. So we'll see how they handle Malden off the edge. And boy, can't say enough about the season for Alexander Hollins in this receiving corps. We already mentioned him and Keon Hatcher being just a 1-2 punch, but Hollins targeted 79 times, 6 over 30 yards.
The handoff to Mizell does not have anywhere near the first down. Maybe a gain of a yard on the play. And now a decision for Rick Campbell. Looks like he's going to bring in the field goal unit.
I think you early on got to take the points here.
They're saying no gain on that play, nothing doing for Taekwon Mizell.
Especially when you're, you know, this is 3 yards. I mean, this is well beyond quarterback sneak territory. Take the points, take a 6-point lead.
50-yard field goal attempt for Sean White. 32.
He has been money, right?
32 of 34 on the season, a long of 51. White with the kick. Looks like it's close to the distance, but it's short. And it hits the upright.
It's a dead ball if it hits the upright.
Tough one for White there. The Lions continue to
The ball
trail
hit the goalpost
3-0. When we come back, Ottawa looks to add to their lead.
For 94% of his field goals, had a chance to tie it up there early in this one, and a little bit short.
So let's make sure you don't jinx Devontae Williams.
Yeah, okay. Well, based on his game last week, I don't think that's possible.
After the missed kick, Ottawa takes over at their own 30-yard line. This time, Crum pulls it again, finds Justin Hardy for a short gain before he's brought down. TJ Lee with the tackle. Gain of 8 on the play.
Lots of choices here for Dustin Crum. He's got Hardy on the curl. He's got a push from Ackland to the flat. He's got the run if he wants to give to Williams, or he can pull it and get the corner. Those are all the decisions that the quarterback has on that play.
They've run that a couple of times on their first play of a drive, so they've obviously seen something there. Extra bodies coming into the game for Ottawa up front. From under center on 2nd and 2. The give. That's Ante Milanovic-Litre fighting for the first down. Looks like he's got it.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to signal first down. And yeah, I don't think when you get 146 and have 7 runs over 10 yards in your last game, is keep that train rolling.
The Matrix, they like to call it.
Not to mention the 4 catches, 200 yards of offense for 31.
Crum on first down, drops back, looking deep to Shaq Evans down the sideline, being guarded by Gary Peters, and that falls incomplete.
Well, it was 1-on-1, literally.
Yeah.
And Jersey. Gary Peters, great position inside. Gonna run with them, no panic, little pull, little push. That's okay, let them play. And just out of the reach.
And that's been the one thing for Crum as we get into the late stages of his evaluation towards next year is, can he consistently push the ball down the field? And they've given him more opportunities to do that in the last couple of weeks. 2nd and 10. BC showing blitz. They bring 6. Crum to Evans again. That one falls incomplete. This time he tries the other side with Jalen Edwards-Cooper. Nothing doing. Ottawa's going to punt.
You know, I would suggest, and I don't know the play call, obviously, only they do, but when Shaq Evans sees that the full blitz is coming, as you mentioned, Farhan, a lot of pressure on Dustin Crum on this play. Needs to break that off a little bit quicker. Just read it and provide a target before he gets to those deep defenders in Jalen Edwards-Cooper.
Richie Leone leads the league with a 48.8 yard per kick average. Kicking to Terry Williams. Whoa, BC almost getting to that one. A high kick. Williams fields at his own 24. Brought down to the 33. When we come back, Vernon Adams and the BC Lions still looking for their...
In Charleston, so he'd wake up, he'd train with his guys, he'd go to work, pump gas, and then at night he'd go back and train with his guys. But he had his boss come visit him this summer. He wanted to show him around Vancouver, but he wanted to show him how the grind has paid off for his pro career.
Lots of gas in the tank for Alex Hollins and some for Javon Catoy here. The quick pass for a first down.
So an appropriate name for the hike that he took, the Gross Grind. I know you've probably taken it. I've taken it many times and gone up top of Gross Mountain and North Shore. And Alexander Hollins grinding it out and becoming a star for the BC Lions this year.
Taekwon Mizell, not much doing there on the right side.
Taekwon Mizell goes around the right side, gets a couple.
Defensively for Ottawa, I mentioned it off the top that Malden is due. I mean, it's been a few games now where he has not registered a sack, and he's just too good to stay off that list. Santos Knox anchors the middle linebacker and will be the guy that's in charge of Mizell. And there's Dandridge, very dangerous off the edge, can play the ball very well at corner. You got to watch out for him because he can take it to the house the other way.
2nd and 9. Adams drops back with an empty backfield, steps up, escapes to his right, looking for an open receiver, can't find one, keeps it, and is going to come up short of the first down before Malden makes the tackle there, a gain of 6.
Real quick and escapability here from VA, but you got to give credit to Ottawa. They knew where the marker was and they rallied. I mean, this was a great escape here to get outside. Showing a little bit of Trey Ford there, and then he cuts back, but the pursuit from Malden not quitting on the play, that's where I say you just can't keep him off the sack chart for very long.
Lions going for it here on 3rd and 3 from just across midfield. We'll see if they actually run a play here. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like Ottawa's going to bite here at all.
No, they're not.
Time count violation, BC number 3. This is a 5-yard penalty. It remains 3rd down.
Not a bad idea to try it, though. You know, you go out there, and if they jump, which I guarantee you when Ottawa breaks the huddle there, they have had 4 or 5 reminders from the veterans. Guys, don't go offside. Guys, watch the ball. Don't go offside. Guys, they'll say it over and over and over, and yet it still happens occasionally where you get a guy jumping.
BC moves 5 yards back for Stefan Flintoff. Had to make a tackle on his last punt. Flintoff with a nice kick. Dandridge is going to let that one bounce into the end zone. He'll take a knee, and the Lions get their first points of this game. MLS on TSN continues tonight with coverage of CF Montreal versus Chicago at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Plus, don't miss next week's battle between Inter Miami and TFC. Coverage gets underway at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on TSN.
Flintoff wanted that kick to go out of bounds. He didn't want to get a single point there. Way better field position for Dustin Crum.
We'll see what Crum has here on the opening play of this drive. We've seen that play action, RPO, on a couple of these. This time the give to Williams. He is met by Ben Haladic. Matthew Betts also into the play, short gain on the play. Gain of 2.
Bolacumba was their leader in defensive tackles for the Lions. And I mentioned he's out, replaced by Josh Woods tonight, but Ben Haladic is 2nd on the team in defensive tackles, and he's your tackle-to-tackle run stopper in the middle. The UBC, 3rd year in the Canadian Football League, and Ryan Phillips calling the plays from the sideline. Some DCs like to be upstairs, some like to be downstairs.
2nd and 8. BC showing pressure again. This time they bring 5. The quick crossing route to Williams, who makes the catch. Looks like he's got the first down before being brought down. He's right at the marker. Josh Woods with the tackle after the gain of 8.
Just great read by Dustin Crum, and to get it to Williams. He's inside now. He's looking to run that jet route, come out of the backfield, be available when he sees the linebacker. He's got to beat him inside and then go get it, because Dustin Crum can't block him all up front. He's going to have one free guy. Got to get available quickly.
1st and 10 at the 50. This time Crum pulls it. Looks like he's going to keep it. Nice gain on the play. Gets a first down across midfield before being brought down by Vargas.
He and Trey Ford are 1 and 2 in rushing quarterbacks. Ford about half of his carries, so he's closing quickly. But you know what, I'd love watching these guys show their talents in the dual threat department where they can throw and run. However, at some point they've got to think about physical self-preservation. Get out there, pick up what you can, and hook slide.
Yeah, Crum has been very slide averse so far in his first 10 games in the Canadian Football League. This time the give to Williams, who makes a move, tackle, but continues to fight for yardage.
Yeah, you know, I don't mean to take away a superpower. You've got that ability to run like Crum does. Go ahead and use it. But there are probably, what, 50% of the time now, at least, maybe more, that he could hook slide and save a hit, not take that extra hit. And, you know, you don't have to prove, I don't think he has to prove to his teammates anymore that he's tough. They know he's tough, and he can take it.
2nd and 6 from the BC 46. Crum drops back to pass, looks over the middle, and just misses Shaq Evans. TJ Lee on the coverage, and now it appears as though Ottawa is going to attempt the field goal here as Lewis Ward comes onto the field. This would be a long one.
Tried a deep ball to Shaq Evans, just past his fingertips. This was a bang route to Shaq Evans, just a little bit outside. Harry Jones had a first down, and Crum is going to take the blame for that one.
53, he's already made one of these. Let's see if he's got another one in him with Terry Williams back to receive on what should be the final play of the quarter. Ward's kick is up, has the distance, and just sneaks across.
Nice.
Lewis Ward doing his part with back-to-back 50-plus yard kicks.
Well, I didn't jinx him. That was the difference.
Now we know BC still looking for its first points as we come back to BC Place. Ottawa leads 6-0.
Right call on the BC Lions in their rush yards. I think there's only been a couple of attempts for Mizell. That can really bring some balance for VA, maybe get in some more manageable situations so that he can get that explosion play going again. That's been sort of their ticket throughout the season. You know, I think Ottawa, that one interception for Dustin Crum was a tip at the line of scrimmage that bounced up and picked off by Josh Woods, so not really on him.
There's your two running backs, one a little busier than the other. Meanwhile, BC gets it at their own 40-yard line after the kick. They've managed a few first downs here, but they really haven't been able to get deep into Ottawa territory. On first down, they bring in some extra protection here. VA finds Lucky Whitehead, who makes a nice diving catch close to first down yardage. They will give him the first down after a gain of 10.
All right, this is Lucky Whitehead getting it done. Had to go out and get this one. Lays out for it and pulls it in. Both got his arm underneath that.
Lucky started to get a few more deep balls here. He takes the jet sweep, looking for one more block, gets it, picks up another first down and into Ottawa territory after a gain of 14.
Take a look at the fly sweep. Not a bad idea to get Lucky Whitehead the football in space.
David Mackey out in front of that. BC again with some extra protection, this time the fake. Adams looking deep to Keon Hatcher, and Hatcher can make the play, but we've got a penalty flag. Sherrod Baltimore in coverage, Suits.
Yeah, we'll take another look. Look like they're going to call pass interference.
Defensive pass interference. Ottawa number 27. Infraction occurred on the 1-yard line. The ball will be placed on the 1-yard line. Automatic first down.
Thought Baltimore was okay there. He reached across a little bit early before the ball arrived. I wonder about the left hand pulling Hatcher's left shoulder as he went for it.
It was close, very tight. 45-yard pickup on the play after the penalty. Dom Davis now in to operate short yardage for BC with Hollins in motion. And Davis, is he in? Still waiting for the signal from the officials. And they got it. BC with a touchdown. Dom Davis in from a yard out.
Well, the run game doesn't have to be Taquan Mizell. It could be the fly sweep. It could be Lucky Whitehead on a run just to provide some balance. And then the explosion play attempt that draws a penalty flag down to the goal line. And Dom Davis, it took a second. Make sure that ball had crossed the plane. Yeah, there's no question. Unless he lost the ball and he couldn't see it, but it doesn't look like he did. He's a little shaken up going to the bench.
Sean White for the PAT, and I'll tell you a story because he's going to remember you jinxed him.
Okay.
Because I'm going to tell him.
Yeah, okay.
So he tells me a story about his second year in the league, and he says, I chirped him. Paul McCallum was the kicker in front of him. Paul McCallum got hurt, and apparently I went by him and said, how's your punting? Because I thought he was going to have to do both, and he thought, to this day, he's a 14-year veteran, and he remembers that.
Oh, yeah.
He talked about that this week.
Well, so what you're saying is I'm going to have 14 years of him reminding me that I jinxed him on the long field.
Even when he's in firefighting, he is going to come. He is going to find you. Dom Davis finds the end zone as the Lions move out in front, 8-6. And this was close. I think they got the right call, but wow, this was tight.
Well, 45-yard penalty because it's a point of foul penalty, and apparently the left arm, when Baltimore grabs the left arm with his left arm and doesn't allow him to reach up, Hatcher to reach up for that football, that's where the PI flag came out, and that led to that touchdown.
And we've seen some Vernon Adams in the last game in that short yardage situation. They went back to Dom Davis here. Let's see what happens the next time they have that in and around midfield. But BC, after a slow first half, or first quarter, I should say, finally manages to get on the board here with a touchdown, making it 8-6. Stephen Flintoff, Tobias Harris at his own 10-yard line. Crosses the 20. Adrian Green with the nice tackle prevents what could have been a big return. There was room out there.
Yeah, he gets the corner on Green, and he may be still running. I mean, this is big on the special teams. Get down the field, 4th-round pick for the Lions back in 22 out of St. Mary's. Adrian Green, nice cover team play.
All right, let's see what Dustin Crum, Kahari Jones, and the Red Blacks offense dials up here. Their worst starting field position of the game at their own 21-yard line. Dustin Crum with the give to Williams. You find some space on the cutback. Nice gain on first down, out to the 30-yard line, gain of 9.
This is one of those situations where the call just was the right call for the defense that the Lions were trying to run. Ryan Phillips goes with this angle where he's taking Matthew Betts to go down, and he wants Haladic to come out as a secondary contain man from the linebacking core, and he just gets caught looking in the backfield and doesn't get there in time. So it's the right call at the right time.
Crum, meanwhile, on the quarterback sneak, keeps it for 5. Picks up out at the Ottawa 35-yard line. That's why Matt Dunnigan loves this guy so much.
Yeah. What a great talk with Matty about the young quarterbacks in the league. He's really encouraged. I always lean on Matty when it comes to talking about the QBs, our Hall of Famer on the panel at that position.
Lions showing blitz again. They come out of it. Crum with the pump fake. Finds a receiver over the middle. We've also got a penalty flag in the backfield. That was Jalen Acklin with the catch, and it could be roughing the passer here.
I don't think there's any question that this, I think,
Major foul, roughing the passer. BC number 58, 15-yard penalty, and a first down.
Woody Barron.
take a look at Woody Barron here. Ball is out now. Oh, yeah.
Well, after the ball was thrown, easy call, nets 29 yards between the reception and the penalty to the BC 46-yard line. again. This time pulls it again, has Acklin available in the flat. Goes to his knees to catch it and finds additional yards. 10 yards and a first down.
Took a while. Took a while for Jalen Acklin. Took almost a half a season because he was moved to a different position. He's that second receiver, the inside slot on the out there at number 23. Catches this and turns it upfield for the extra yards needed to get the first down. But right back on top of their team is their leading receiver.
And you look at how long Crum is holding the fake with the ball carrier on that RPO game. It's making it really difficult for BC's defense to decipher what's going on. This time the give to Williams, who bounces left again. BC strings it up. Williams cuts back, and he's got room. Crum out in front on the block. Another first down inside the 20-yard line.
Here's why Matt Dunnigan loves Dustin Crum. You're going to see a block, and it's a real block. I mean, this is a block. Try and watch this guy all the way. I'm not sure if you'll lose him here. We'll just take a look together. But when he reverses his field and Williams comes back the other way, watch 18 get involved. He's going to come up the field and then pow right there on Moget, the safety. Absolute. This is the toughness of Dustin Crum. This one wasn't just getting his way and try to, you know, distract him or wave your arms in front of his face. This was go and try to make a hit. Nice.
Good drive for the Red Blacks there in the red zone here. Williams leaves the backfield. The handoff inside. Anthony Gosselin, the ball carrier. Gain of 4 on the play, down to the 15-yard line. They weren't expecting him to get the ball. Gosselin not one with a lot of action.
Tendency break. Throw it in every now and then. You never know, you might spring him, especially when you release Williams out of the backfield. That takes the attention of the linebacking core.
Gosselin comes to the sidelines, the 7th play of this drive. Second and 6 here. This time, Crum drops back to pass, getting pressure, finds Acklin. Acklin should have another first down.
If not close enough where Bob Dice, I'm sure, will decide to go ahead and get his short yardage team out there. Dustin Crum had Williams out of the backfield on a little swing pass with lots of room, but decided to go over the middle right at the sticks. They are a little short.
And they are indeed going for it here on 3rd and a foot. Crum gets under center. Easily falls forward for the first down.
A little bit of patience there too, which is gutsy, but a good idea. If you can, when you're as strong a runner as he is from that position, you can be a little patient on the snap. Take the snap, take a split second, see where the soft spot is, and then hit that.
Ryder Varga checking back into the game for BC, and he's getting the additional reps with Lacombo out and Woods moving into Lacombo's spot. They like to have a 3rd person in the rotation there. Very decorated U Sports player. Crum with the fake again, looks inside, and they can't hang on. That is Evans, the intended target on the play.
Boy, it's just been a tough night so far for Shaq Evans and this combination between Crum and Evans. And he's given him a chance on a couple of shots here. That one he should have had. Pretty good timing, though, from Edwards Cooper to hit his arm just to see if the ball was arriving.
10th play of the drive from BC's defense. I'm watching for a Dustin Crum run here.
Quarterback drop, big.
Crum drops back to pass. Can't find anyone. Escapes to his right. Pump fakes once. BC has him. And this time, Ben Haladic with the sack.
So Ben Haladic was the spy. Let's call him James Bond. he is going to spy right here the quarterback. He's not going to rush, and he's not going to drop into coverage. He stands right there, about 3 yards away. Quarterback goes that way. He goes with them. He mirrors, mirrors, mirrors. That spy technique at its best.
Third-year linebacker out of UBC. Lewis Ward on for the chip shot compared to his last 2 kicks. And the Ottawa REDBLACKS take a 9-8 lead. Dustin Crum scrambled, but he couldn't turn the corner. BC holds and holds them to 3.
Here in the province of BC.
Adams fakes one way, goes the other, has a right head on cue across midfield.
You know, a couple of things. One, he's a tremendous athlete with great speed, obviously, but you can have some fun in the game too, and that's what he wants to do. He brings more to it, talks and works with kids here in the community as well. A fan favorite for sure.
BC going tempo now. The fake looks inside to Javon Catoy. Catoy has room, crosses the 30 before a trio of REDBLACKS is there.
Javon Catoy leads the Lions. And this is saying something because of their receiving core. Hatcher, Hollins, Whitehead. He leads the Lions in catch-to-target ratio. I mean, he's almost at 90%. You throw it in 86's direction, sorry. You throw it in 86's direction, he's catching it.
Gain of 22 on the play. This time, again, play action. Alex Hollins with the reception inside the 20. Looks like enough for another first down for BC.
Got it going now. Vernon Adams leads the CFL in 20-yard throws. And that'll add to that list. He loves those explosions. He loves the chunk plays. Got it going now on offense.
Tempo seems to be working for BC here. This time Adams drops straight back. Has a receiver on the left side. That is Justin McInnes. He catches it for a touchdown. We have got flags on the play.
I would suggest they'll be declined unless there was some pushing from Justin McInnes. And it could be offensive, but I don't think so. He was playing the ball, running that corner route.
Defensive pass interference. Ottawa number 38. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is a touchdown.
Nice little corner route. And yeah, that was just trying to get his position. Pass interference, which will be declined. That's a nice catch.
19 yards in the touchdown. Gains of 17, 22, and 19 right there as BC gets fairly efficient on that drive. They take a 14-9 lead with Sean White here to attempt the convert to put BC up 6. That kick is up, and it's good. A 4-play, 70-yard drive. The jump ball specialist, McInnes, with the reception. BC leads by 6. This is actually his 10th start in 13 games, all in different spots. Stephen Flintoff with the kick. Tobias Harris fields the short kick just outside his own 20. Run out of bounds across the 35 out to the 38-yard line.
Well, you know Coach Dice is going to go in at halftime. What happens in the next couple of series, next 4 minutes, and talk about finishing. Getting down in the red zone and finishing.
We've seen scores on 4 consecutive drives. The difference is both of Ottawa's have been field goals,
right.
Both of BC's have been touchdowns.
Exactly.
As a result, the Lions have a 6-point lead with 4:20 to play in the first half here. Williams offsets to the right. A fake to him. Crum rolls to his right. Is pressured.
I'm not sure that was a fake. I think when Crum turned around, he wanted to give it to Williams on that sweep because it looked like he was Williams, and the timing of this play went right past him. And I just think that he watched the reaction of Crum when he goes to fake. There's the underneath from the receiver, that's Ackland. He went to turn and hand it to him, and he was already by him. And now he's scrambling around. He just wants to save the loss and throws it away.
David Menard pressuring on the play, 2nd and 10 for Ottawa. 2 backs in the backfield here. Crum drops back to pass. Looks to the left side. This time he's got Justin Hardy, and he's got a first down across the 50-yard line.
I know, Coach, you coached up guys all the time to do exactly what Hardy just did here. He runs that curl, and he comes back. You're going to see a great shot of it here, number 2. He goes up the field. He gets a good release on TJ Lee, and watch him come back to the football. Separate from that DB on your way back towards your own line of scrimmage.
Big 2nd down conversion on 2nd and long for Ottawa. 12 yards on the play. This time the fake to Williams. He's got Hardy again. He's got another first down as he gets into Lions territory before eventually being brought down by Quincy Moget. A 16-yard gain for Hardy.
Great timing here from Crum. Get the ball out of your hands quickly. He throws it around Josh Woods. And he gives Hardy a chance to turn around and make things happen.
And that takes us to the 3-minute warning. Ottawa driving after BC finally took the lead. Crum spreading it around. Offense looks good.
Tim Hortons Field, the slow start for the BC Lions, but they are rolling a big win by the Hamilton Tiger Cats, and it's movie night here. Mario Brothers are playing. We believe Luigi is in front, but we'll break it all down at half.
Dustin Crum, 8 of 14, 87 yards passing. Chance for points.
Moving it well on this drive. The fake to Williams, looks inside to Hardy for a 3rd straight time. We'll see what they call it. Looks like they're marking it a completion.
Just a real long discussion between Ryan Phillips and TJ Lee. During the 3-minute warning, when they had that break, they had a long discussion, and Dustin Crum goes right back to his favorite target on this drive.
Yeah,
nice
Hardy
catch.
quiet until that drive, but seems to be heating up right now. 1st and 10 again. This time the Lions show pressure. The give to Williams, who makes one man miss in the hole. A gain of 5 on the play. Ben Haladik probably wishes he has this tackle back.
Josh Woods up at the line of scrimmage, showing like he's first down run blitzing. He takes one of the big men out of there, and then yeah, it's a one-on-one with Haladik. He does trip him up, but he falls forward for 5 or 6.
2nd and 5. BC showing blitz again. Crum drops straight back. Pump fakes once. He's going to escape. Getting close to first down yardage. He's got it. And as expected, he doesn't slide.
Yeah, he's getting up limping too. He's trying to shake it off, walk it off, jog it off, whatever you want to call it. He's taking another hit. Now he goes right in the teeth of the blitz. It was Racumba off the edge again, and he goes right where Racumba came from because he went high and was picked up by Williams. But this is another hit in the legs. Got up limping.
Gain of 80. Now has 30 yards rushing so far in the afternoon. Another first down as Ottawa enters the red zone at the 20-yard line of BC. Lions showing blitz again. This time the give to Williams. He's got space. Woody Barron makes the tackle. No, he does not. Gary Peters makes the tackle inside the 5-yard line.
That's all Williams. That's just creating a hole. First of all, he gets some blocks initially right at the line of scrimmage. Ben Haladik is in there, and he gets caught and pushed to the side.
17-yard gain. Crum slides to his right into the end zone. Touchdown, Ottawa. The Red Blacks are a point away from taking the lead with just under a minute and a half to play in the first half.
Ryan Phillips trying to go with some pressure, and Crum had the answer. First, the pressure from Racumba, where he took off and got that run. Used Hardy 3 different times on the drive against the veteran TJ Lee in coverage, and then finishes it with the major on the quarterback sneak.
And we talked about them needing to finish after settling for field goals. An 8-play drive, 72 yards in 3:05 as the Red Blacks tied pending this PAT. That kick is good. The score is 16 Ottawa, 15 BC.
And he gets the hammer. Take a look and see the patience again from Crum. You know, so much confidence in his ability to run the ball, even if it's just for a couple of yards, 2 or 3 yards, to get this ball across the plane. But that patience on quarterback draws allows things to set up a little bit. The defensive linemen have submerged into the line of scrimmage, so they're basically on the ground, and he finds that lane.
Really good mix on that drive as well between the run and the pass. They got Justin Hardy involved, Williams with a couple of key runs, Crum extending plays for first downs. They're tough to defend when all those phases are available.
Yeah, that big play by Williams, that run, huge to get him right down on the doorstep. Took pretty much every Lion defender with him in the last 3 or 4 yards of that run.
After a slow first quarter, this game has opened up.
Oh, yeah.
Kahari Jones with his legs crossed. Yeah, we got this figured out, Dustin.
Time, though, for Vernon Adams. Get the ball with over a minute to go in the half here. Time to answer with even a field goal.
Last 2 BC drives have resulted in touchdowns, involving some big plays, no doubt. Richie Leone with the kick. Terry Williams takes it at his own 18-yard line, gets behind David Mackey, has a crease, but eventually swallowed up when he crosses the 45. Return of 28 on the play, gets out to the 47 here. Good field position for the Lions as they try to answer before halftime. At halftime, Kate in the panel. Matt's going to be talking about the Dustin Crum runs and just how tough he is.
Well, how about the block? Remember he got out, was the lead blocker, like a pulling guard going around the end.
I wonder if Milton Davis would recreate that in studio.
Oh, I saw them do that live here at BC Place last year, and that didn't end well.
No. Adams drops back to pass, and he is sacked. That is Bryce Carter. Leads the team with 6 sacks. He's had a quiet half until that moment, his 7th sack of the season.
Right up there in that sprinter stance, coming out of his stance here, and away he goes underneath. Good push up the field on Broxson, and then cuts underneath and gets to VA. In that sprinter stance again, look out.
Loss of 8 on the play. Adams looking deep, looking to Hollins. Can't come up with it, got his hands on it. Justin Howell in coverage, and does that qualify as a drop? If so, it's his first of the season.
Well, we've seen him make that catch in his sleep, so you know, he was being harassed, let's put it, by Sherrod Baltimore out there at that wide corner. Again, Carter in the face of VA here. Well defended. I don't know. We'll give that one to Baltimore.
Well, if it is, we'll jinx him, because we talked to him about it yesterday, and he said he doesn't think about it a lot. Maybe he thought about it there. Dandridge on the return. 54-yard punt. And he is dropped by Adrian Green at the 28-yard line.
Well, it's important. I mean, well, it's not that important. As long as he just wants to win. That's all he wants. But 57 catches without a drop coming into this game tonight. So we'll have to go and talk to the head of officiating downstairs.
Steve Daniels here. We can get a ruling.
Yeah, Steve Daniels, we get a ruling on whether or not that classified as a drop or a pass defended by Baltimore.
Ottawa with a chance to add to their lead. Plenty of time left. 54 seconds left. We've got a timeout. 2 backs in the backfield this time. Crum with the delayed draw play. Woody Barrett is having none of it.
No, sir.
Swallows him up just outside the 20. Loss of 7 on the play.
Yeah, in the backfield, this is look at how Williams is trying to look the other way. He's trying to just fake that he's going to go out there and block to get this little drop play up the middle. And you're right, Woody Barron had none of it. He was reading the book.
We'll call it a loss of 6. Now Ottawa's trying to run the clock here, trying to leave BC with very little time if they can't get much done on this play. Second is very long for the Red Blacks. The handoff straight to Williams. He's got some room up the middle, but he is brought down well shy of the first down. Gets out across the 30 to the 31, where Ottawa will punt.
A little more room to punt this away for Ottawa, but if you're the BC Lions, you're just sending everybody try to block this.
See the Lions taking time out here. Doesn't look like they will.
Although you got Terry Williams, talking about guys that are due. He's been chopping at that tree all season long, and sooner or later it's going to fall.
Leone lets the clock run right down to about 3 seconds before he punts. Williams takes it with 0 seconds left on the clock. Tries to make something happen. Not much there. And that is it. We will go to halftime with the Ottawa Redblacks out in front of the BC Lions by a point, 16-15. The run game of Ottawa.
Yeah, that's going to be the focus in this second half. I'm sure Ryan Phillips talked about that. And Justin McInnes, what he talked about playing all those other positions, that's a skill, that's a talent to be able to do that. I know he played it off as just an opportunity, but it's a skill to be able to learn them all and have them all down pat like he does.
McInnes came into the game already with a career high in receiving yards in a season, adding to that with the 1 catch for 19 yards and the touchdown. And as I mentioned, he kind of came into the year thinking he'd be a backup, but this is his 10th start in 13 games because of the other injuries, and he's more than done his part. Terry Williams, meanwhile, crossing the 30, has a bit of space. A straight line past the 40, giving the Lions good field position to open up the second half here.
VA does his customary 2 or 3 throws with Dane Evans before he steps on the field. Has a real routine, and sometimes in breaks he'll just wave those arms around too to keep loose. But what a season he's having. I think he's in the discussion for MOP. I really do.
Yeah, not enough is made about his case, given what Chad Kelly's been doing in Toronto, which has been magnificent, and Zach still puts up Zach numbers, but a few interceptions in this game today. So you wonder what he has to do to truly get into that conversation by the end of the season here. First thing he'd like to do is lead his team to some points here. Looks inside to Katoy after the fake. Katoy rumbling forward. You know, all the receivers here for BC, all the main guys, the average depth of target for them is all 13 yards and above. Javon Katoy, 7. He does the traffic.
Well, he's like the tight end. I mean, we talked to Coach Campbell about him a couple of weeks back, and he's sort of like the CFL's version of a tight end because of his size.
This time the fake to Mizell. Adams gets to the edge, can't find anyone, turns and changes direction. I think Adams is going to keep it here. Has the first down before going down across the Ottawa 40-yard line. 12 yards on the pickup for Vernon Adams Jr., who's still wearing that brace on his left leg.
Came all the way back around, and he had a big old lineman in front of him. I think it was Suk Chung trying to give him some help, but Chung was trying to block a DB. And as it turned around, he's trying to, this is like a big bull trying to block a rabbit. It's very difficult.
Good for the rabbit to avoid.
Exactly.
First down for VA. Lions in the move here, in field goal range already. Quick pump fake, looks to Mizell, but overthrows him. Vernon would love to have that one back.
Yeah, he didn't quite release. It looked like there was not only a timing issue, but just Mizell's trying to figure it out too. He's looking at the replay clock above here, BC Place. Puts him in second and long. Did have a blocker out front of him too.
Easy to lose a guy that small.
Behind one of the bulls.
Yeah. Another rabbit behind the bull. Adams on 2nd and 10 here from the Ottawa 38-yard line. Fumbles the snap, picks it up. Trying to make it the best out of a bad situation here. He gets forced out of bounds, well shy of the first down.
Shy of the first down, but a much more comfortable field goal attempt area for Sean White. Take a look. The snap just a little bit low and to his right. Here's the downside. There is a downside to shotgun snaps. The quarterback has to take his eyes off the coverage for a split second to look at the football being snapped to him.
Gain of 7 on the play, makes it 3rd and 3. BC will attempt the field goal, a 38-yarder for Sean White. White has been perfect on field goals inside of 40 yards. There's a jinx.
Yeah. See, I was staying quiet.
The kick is up and good. No jinxes here. The Lions take a 2-point lead after the opening drive of the second half. Ottawa
Did what Dustin Crum does. He took off and ran, dual threat quarterback, had 32 yards rushing, got it down to the goal line. He got the sync with Justin Hardy on that long drive that ended in this touchdown. So 32 yards rushing and a TD for Crum. One interception, but that was tipped at the line of scrimmage, bounced up and intercepted by Josh Woods. Not really his fault.
And he bounced back very well from that one, which happened early in this game. Ottawa again with the extra O-lineman here to provide some protection. This time, the quick fake. Crum looking deep for Hardy. Just off the fingertips. Crum also takes a big hit in the backfield. No roughing the passer there. Just missed with what's become his favorite target today.
Take a look at the pressure first. Woody Barron has been getting in the backfield, either cutting off the run or getting to Crum. And here's the route. And I think when Hardy came out of his break, he sort of took that look first. If he comes out of his break, takes 3 or 4 hard steps, he might run onto that one.
TJ Lee feeling fortunate right there. 2nd and 10 from the 40-yard line for Ottawa. Lions don't bring any pressure, just come with 4. Finds a wide open Hardy here at the 50-yard line, gain of more than 20.
Layered routes on the outside there, far end for, we had Jalen Ackland in the shorter out. So there was 2 layers of it. Ackland just flashed in front of your screen, and in behind him was Hardy. So it forced Jalen Edwards-Cooper to hug up on Ackland and opened up that deeper out to Hardy.
And a lot of time for Crum there. The offensive line in Ottawa has been very underrated. I think it's a very good group they've been able to establish. This time, he pulls it again, finds Nate Bahar for his first reception of the day. Lots of room for Bahar as he gets out of bounds with a first down. 12 yards in the play.
Nice response here to the opening of the second half and the BC Lion field goal. Crum now in field goal position. Yes, he wants more, but in plus territory.
Nate Bahar, the Canadian from the Ottawa area, with the catch there. Crum just looks so comfortable in this.
Absolutely. Well, this is the young crop of quarterbacks. Mature beyond their years, for sure.
Williams out on Milanovic-Litre in the backfield. The fake to him. Crum now scrambling around a little bit here. Woods in pursuit. Crum throws it away. That'll bring up 2nd and 10, a place Crum's pretty comfortable with right now.
Well, and a throw that he doesn't have to have a receiver near to not get intentional grounding, but you can see the line of scrimmage is loaded. Ben Halatic up there, Josh Woods, but they're not full out sort of blitzing and getting after Crum, much like we saw Saskatchewan have to deal with Trey Ford last night. There's sort of a controlled rush, and then when he breaks contain, then they try to get the angle and run him out of bounds.
Ottawa 6 for 12 on second down in this game. Two backs in the backfield now. Crum drops back. Looking for Hardy again. Hardy makes the catch again. Out of bounds with another first down.
That's great placement of the football from Dustin Crum. I mean, he stays deep in the pocket here. He has to wait it out, pressure and a lot happening around him. He's got that nice pocket right there, and he's got to place this over the defender and drop it in to Hardy, a 23-yard gain, but look at that ball placement. Accuracy bang on that throw.
Hardy over 90 yards so far. Ottawa knocking on the door in the red zone at the BC 14-yard line. This time another fake. They get out to the left side to Hardy again. Great game, close to first down yardage again inside the 5-yard line.
It's interesting that Kahari Jones is not using Justin Hardy on one guy, one defender, and just going after that position. They're moving Hardy around. I've seen him at wide receiver. He's been in the slot, and this time another different way to get him the football on this little bubble screen. Just be the fourth receiver coming in motion, run the bubble screen, and you got a hot target, keep working him. He's over 100 yards.
Well, and all those fakes to the running back are keeping BC's linebackers in close to the box and creating all sorts of room on the outside there for Ottawa. You got to respect that run game.
Braylon Addison just going to give Hardy a rest.
7th play of this drive. This time the give to Williams, and he is met right at the line of scrimmage. That is Ryder Varga.
University of Regina product you talked about earlier, Farhan, and he plays the play here. It was like, you know, sometimes you see a guy just get in the playbook.
Varga was a player that Rick Campbell was so excited about in last year's training camp. They sent him back to school for one more year. He's Defensive Player of the Year in U Sports, but they knew they had something in him. Getting an opportunity with Bola Combo out of the lineup. Second and goal. Crum scrambles to his right. Beats one line. Beats another line. Touchdown, Dustin Crum.
Let's go!
Oh, he has that long stride, and look at Sione Tehema back to the huddle shaking his head. Like, until you play against a guy, you really don't know. You can watch him on video, you can see him play in other games against other teams, you watch him on TV, and then you think, okay, I think I've got a pretty good gauge on how fast he is or his stride or how he gets outside. And then you get on the field and Tehema goes, whoa, I thought I had an angle on you, and you just got the corner. Nice run.
Varga also there in position first. Wasn't even able to get a hand on him. 5-yard touchdown, a second rushing touchdown of the game for Dustin Crum, who looks very much in control. Penalty flags on the PAT. The kick is good, which will give the Red Blacks a 5-point lead if it stands. Dustin Crum putting on a show here at BC Place. His team leads midway through the third quarter.
Varga has a chance to make a decision. Okay, stop it right there. Now Varga's right here, and if he goes to this angle and cuts off Crum, he's got a chance, but he goes to him, and then watch what Crum does with that. He goes up to him, trying to make the tackle quicker. Crum gets outside, and now he's got the edge and the angle broken on Varga. Happens to the best of them when you're playing against a guy for the first time and you're not really sure what the speed is. Well, you got it. First class lesson right there.
Crum and Nathan Rourke, former BC Lions quarterback, are great fans of one another. They played against each other twice in college in the Mid-American Conference. I would imagine Nathan's watching this game, and he says he cheers for him every time he plays, except when he plays BC. And Nathan was 2-0 against him. I know that Varga was hoping, that Crum was hoping to get a chance to make up for that here as the Lions try a reverse in the kickoff. Williams flips it to Alexander Hollins. But there's a little bit of that in his game, isn't there?
Well, absolutely. And, you know, you look at Ottawa with the lead, you know, lots of football to be played here. But the Ottawa Redblacks haven't won in BC since Trevor Harris led Ottawa to a win versus Travis Lulay.
That's been a while. The last 6 times Ottawa's been here, there have been 6 different starting quarterbacks.
Yeah.
That last drive, 8 plays, 70 yards, 446. Ottawa's almost doubled the time of possession over BC so far in this game. The quick flip to Hollins. Gets tripped up, not before he gets 5 yards on first down.
And Mizell going one way. Mizell coming out of the backfield going one way and then going back the other way. A little misdirection. Try to freeze the front 7. Santos Knox just flies right to it and right there to make the tackle.
Lions 0 for their last 5 on second downs. 2nd and 5 here. Justin McInnes, and that one is intercepted. Brandon Dandridge with the interception in BC territory. Adams put that one up for McInnes in double coverage, hoping he could do it even in the end zone.
Well, Vernon Adams has a guy in his face when he throws this, and he just didn't get enough on it. But Dandridge can play the ball now.
And he's done it well this season. That is the 5th interception for Brandon Dandridge this season. He leads Ottawa and has his team in Baltimore with his 2nd interception of the season.
Well, Lorenzo Malden's going to get the pressure on Vernon Adams, and he gets in his face as he's throwing this. I don't think Vernon Adams got on what he wanted on this throw. So it's a little underthrown, and you're right, Baltimore goes up and gets it. Baltimore's a 6-year veteran, and when, you know, he had that PI call that led to the Dom Davis quarterback sneak for a touchdown in the end zone, he's bounced back big time from that, giving his offense a chance to get some points.
He's also had an interception in the Grey Cup. He's actually had almost as many in the playoffs as he has during the regular season, but certainly a veteran in what is otherwise a fairly young secondary in Ottawa. Redblacks have it at the 51-yard line of BC. The quick fake inside, Justin Hardy, who is making mincemeat of the Lions secondary now at this point. His 8th catch.
Well, you know, primarily it's been on TJ Lee, and they've been putting him in man. Now, TJ Lee is taking away the inside, but the route running from Hardy just freezes him on the cut and freezes him on the break. This is an interesting matchup. 2 very talented players, one a 2nd-year guy, the other 9-year vet in TJ Lee.
Well, and BC plays a ton of man coverage, and they're finding the matchup they want here. Line showing pressure. This time the give to Williams. Cuts back, takes a big hit.
Wow.
Yeah, that is Amir Siddiqui. Actually, that's Nick Usher.
Yeah, on the roster for this game in the rotation on the D line. And he gets in the backfield. Adjustments made by the BC Lion defense against Williams. Now they have to figure out Justin Hardy.
2nd and 11, and Crum has been very comfortable going to Hardy in this situation. Heck, he's gone to him in all situations.
Right there.
BC showing pressure. They come with 6. This time it goes to Ackland, who breaks a tackle. Another first down for Ottawa.
Just route running here. Watch this little out here from Jalen Ackley. Sits down and then just slides to the outside of the numbers in something you just don't see very often as TJ Lee missed a tackle in the open field.
Yeah, frustrating afternoon for Lee, no doubt. Still has plenty of time to make it right. This time Lee coming on the blitz. Shaq Evans with the reception, close to first down yardage again. Ben Haladik there.
Shaq Evans needed that catch for his own confidence. You know that after that first half where Crum tried to get it to him 4 or 5 times, it just wasn't happening. Self-doubt starts to creep in. That's a big one for Evans.
His 2nd catch of the game. Crum on the quarterback sneak, hurdles, gets more than the necessary yardage. Crum is just feeling it right now.
Well, you have to tackle him. You know, you can't just throw yourself into the line of scrimmage defensively on a quarterback sneak or short yardage play when Crum's running it. He's patient, he'll wait, and if everyone hits the dirt and tries to get low leverage, he'll just jump over you and keep running.
5 yards in the play there. 4th red zone trip for Ottawa at BC's 11-yard line, 1st and 10. Looked like some early movement there, no flags. This time the pass to Hardy. Is he in? No, out of bounds.
Hardy thinks he was. We'll take another look. He did put his foot down. I could tell he was trying to, just like the kids at the curve, trying to keep that 1 foot in bounds. Change motion with him and Shaq Evans. Shaq Evans runs the crosser. Hardy, the corner route, does he touch that toe? And he didn't maintain possession when he went to the ground. Even if he's out of bounds, he's got to maintain possession there, and he doesn't.
Feet were close, though. 7th play of the drive here. 2nd and 10 from the 11. This time Crum drops straight back, scrambles to his left, finds Evans. Oh, finds the end zone, but no. What a hit.
Man. Woo! I'll tell you what, that was a big boy hit. There's 1,200 kids that are just excited that we're here for minor football playing at halftime, and they're excited now. Every time I go and talk to young kids about what they love about playing the game the most, they say to a man, they go, I get to hit somebody.
Yeah, the big hit, Marcus Sales put it on right there. And Dustin Crum follows up with his 3rd rushing major of the night. Ottawa extends its lead after another long drive.
That was a collision. Marcus Sales will hit you. He's still looking for his first interception, but that was some kind of hit, and Crum finishes it off anyway. And adds to the lead here for Ottawa, but got Shaq Evans involved, Hardy again. Couple of runs. He is in the zone.
Do it again.
This crowd is stunned. The Ottawa REDBLACKS, late in the 3rd quarter, have a 12-point lead on the BC Lions. Ottawa takes advantage of a Vernon Adams interception. Dustin Crum with the short touchdown. Ottawa with a 30-18 lead.
One of the reasons that football fans love it. And Marcus Sales comes up and takes Shaq Evans on, and he just hits him right in the target area. The helmet flies off. Now you got to buckle up, keep that chin strap. You're a kid watching. Tighten up that chin strap so that doesn't happen. Now, for the record, Shaq Evans was on the bench. He went through the protocols. I saw a trainer talking to him. Looks like both players are going to be fine.
Terry Williams on the return. He runs into a pile of REDBLACKS at around the 40-yard line.
But that physicality didn't stop. It stopped Evans from scoring, didn't stop the REDBLACKS from scoring. Both players talked to the trainers. It looks like they'll be fine to come back and return. That's a big hit.
And we've seen a lot of Hardy in this game, but on that last drive, you saw Evans, you saw Ackland, even Nate Bahar earlier. So Crum's really starting to spread things around. BC's offense hasn't been on the field that long. There is no rhythm there. They need it now, down 2 scores late in the 3rd here. The quick fake to Mizell. Adams double clutches, makes a man miss, and then throws another interception. This time it's Coleman inside the 30, inside the 20, inside the 10. He's gonna score. Douglas Coleman takes it to the house, a pick 6, and the REDBLACKS are in complete control.
Wow. Coleman drops into his pass coverage, And Douglas Coleman, this is why when you're rolling to your right, even if you're a veteran, it's so dangerous to throw it back against the flow. Douglas Coleman's just dropping into his zone responsibilities. You throw it back into the middle when you're rolling to your right. It's trouble.
Yeah, probably a play Vernon Adams wishes he would have just kept the ball and taken whatever was there. But the cardinal mistake, back-to-back drives end in an interception and then a touchdown for Ottawa. And this game has completely changed since halftime.
Well, you know, for Vernon Adams, there's still plenty of time. There's a full quarter. There's a full quarter to go here. But the Lions, you know, when you look at their offense, they're looking for chunk plays on almost every down. I mean, no Mizell, you know, no sort of running the offense, getting success on first down with 4 or 5 yards and then converting and, like you said, stacking first downs in a row, firing until you feel that confidence come back and then take some shots down the field. They love to explode. They love the explosion plays. You get that. But it looks like they're really not running their offense right now.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Full credit to Ottawa.
You know, we had that 2-series sequence where they scored touchdowns on back-to-back plays, but there's nothing there right now. Adams is getting pressured. He certainly looks a little bit flustered. You saw him double clutch twice on that play, which we haven't seen so much in this game. Usually he's been a little more decisive to take off when it's not there, but the mountain to climb just got a little bit higher, and you know, BC was in a great opportunity with what Winnipeg did, and I'm telling you, Suits, this feels a lot like that Hamilton game from 3 weeks ago where they're just lifeless.
That means Alexander Hollins, Keon Hatcher, and Mizell. Again, lots of time to still, there is no 30 points score. There's no way to do that in one series. So it's one series at a time, running the offense.
And we've seen this in games like Toronto and Saskatchewan where they're not necessarily going to stop playing, right? Vernon's going to keep slinging it. That's what he does, but he's got a lot of work to do after those last interceptions.
Well, the first thing he's got to do is flush it. You know, let it go. Just that one's over. You're not getting it back. The points are on the board. Coleman said thank you very much on that. And now you just go and, you know, get back to what's the first down play sheet say?
James Peters, the injured ball player for Ottawa. Might be a cramp based on what he was doing right at the start.
You know, I mentioned it right out of the gate that Ottawa early on in that first quarter were rushing just 4, and I haven't really seen full blitz from Ottawa at all tonight, but they are getting pressure on Vernon. And when you get pressure with 4 and you've got coverage through the middle of the field, you know, that's where you can get in trouble as a quarterback. And it doesn't matter if you're a veteran or a young guy.
Yeah, the offensive line for BC went through a few hiccups, but then last week it appeared they cleared it up before the bye against Montreal, but some of those issues are there now.
Jordan Maximic going toe-to-toe with Baron Miles here. But I guarantee you DCs absolutely love when they can get good pressure on a quarterback. Not necessarily sacks, but just really good pressure, throwing him off his launch point, getting him uncomfortable back there. So what does Maximic do? If you're going to do that, you got to have success on first down, run the ball a little bit more against that 4-man. If the linebackers are going to drop off and stay in coverage, go ahead and see if you can get no lineman on the second level. All easy to do from right up here in the comfort of the booth.
Well, it's hard down 19 late in the third to not get greedy and try to get it all back. That's the challenge both for McSimic and Adams here. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. The quick throw, McInnes with the reception.
Yeah, that's a great first down play. I mean, you know, coverage is off, whether it's zone or man, doesn't matter. Quick throw, quick route. And if you get 8, great. If you get the first down, that's fine, but that's a first down play.
Only the 3rd first down of the quarter for BC. This time the fake and the pitch to Quan Mizell. He's got a blocker out front. He's got some room. A first down before being taken out of bounds across midfield at the Ottawa 50.
I think that's exactly what Jordan Maximic, the offensive coordinator for the Lions, said to his team, and probably said to Vernon Adams, hey, we're going to go back and we're going to run the offense. So on first down, the quick hitter, start the series. First down again, they go to Mizell. He gets another first.
Jarrell Broxton with the big block on the edge there. This time the rollout for Adams, and he's got McInnes who bobbles it. Let's see if they call it a reception. Looks like they have called it a reception and a first down, a gain of 11 yards.
Boy, he has great hands. You know, the guys were raving about it, Dominic Grimes and Hatcher and those guys, about McInnes in training camp and how impressive he was and how strong his hands were. By the way, they haven't had Dom Rhymes for a while. Or excuse me, yeah, Dom Rhymes, I'm sorry.
Rhymes on the move, this time a deep shot to McInnes, and it is well played, well defended by Damon Webb. McInnes went up, looked like he was going to pull it down and use that 6'5" frame, but no luck.
Yeah, Webb makes the play here. This is McInnes on the corner route against the zone, but once the man is in your zone, you turn it into man-to-man, and that's what Webb does. Watch the right hand, just punch the ball out of there.
Perfect timing by Webb. Likely the last play of the quarter here, barring penalties. 2nd and 10 for BC. Pressure against Adams. He manages to escape. He's going to keep it. All sorts of room for Vernon Adams. Gets inside the 20-yard line. Looks like a little slow to get up after a gain of 19. But Adams will be happy with that to end the 3rd quarter. It is Ottawa all over BC, 37-18 when we come back for the 4th quarter. The Lions trying to complete a critical drive in a big game for both teams.
It does, and Dustin Crum has kept the football. I mean, they've had the ball for about 12 minutes more in 3 quarters than the BC Lions. So one of the reasons they're keeping Vernon Adams off. Those 2 turnovers obviously key, but Vernon Adams is going to have to get pulled, because after that long run, he took on the hit. And you know he's frustrated, but a bit of a better decision to hook slide here. And the way he got up, I thought this might happen. The injury spotter, he got up looking a little bit wobbly. And when he did, the injury spotter came out and said, well, you got to come out for 3 plays and get a full assessment.
Good spot for Dane Evans to come into the game here with his team at 1st and goal from inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. Sixth play of the drive. Lions been able to put some first downs together for the first time in this half. Give to Mizell, who bounces to his left. Not much there. A loss on the play. So now does that call happen because there's another quarterback in the game?
You know, I think they in this series where Gordon Maksimic looked like he was just getting back to the offense on first down, which meant some more Mizell, which meant that quick hitter to McInnes. Remember back at the beginning of this drive. But yeah, not an ideal situation when you come off the bench cold like Dane Evans and now are at 2nd plus.
2nd and 13. Evans drops back. Looks like he's going to get pressured and dropped. Again, 4-man pressure and 2 men get home.
At the start of the season, this Ottawa defense was the strength of their team. You know, they have gone through the quarterbacks in the rotation. We mentioned off the top that 4 of their 6 losses in this losing skid have been 1-possession games that have been decided in the final 3 minutes. Defense has come to play tonight.
Bryce Carter with his 2nd sack of the game, 8th sack of the season. Sean White's field goal is up and good, and the Lions crawl to within 2 scores, 16 points.
Yeah, that's why that's big. And there's no question you got to do it. So they're still assessing Vernon Adams.
It's already out of the tent, which is a good thing.
Yeah, you got to be in the tent so everything is calm and it's darker and can go through the full assessment, medical assessment necessary to make sure he's clear. They're going to watch, make sure he's running straight and in control. not going to pretend to know all the protocols. I'm not a doctor. I just play one on TV sometimes.
Now the other problem is BC just hasn't been able to stop Ottawa.
Exactly.
So the defense needs to do its part, but full credit to the Red Blacks for just how well they're playing on both sides of the ball, particularly up front. Now Williams with the carry, and initially he looked like he was going to get stopped. Now a swarm of Lions, and it turns into a bigger loss of 6 on the play.
Well, that's one way to be sure in the tackling department, is to get 12 hats to the ball and watch the pursuit. Go ahead and run it, guys. Runs the pursuit of the BC Lions here. It's kind of like they just heard us talk about the fact that, you know, they can contribute here to get a couple of 2-and-outs, get their offense back on the field, and you do that with gang tackling in the run game. Everybody getting there, getting a hat on the ball.
Josh Banks with the first penetration, and then Woods and Lee eventually make the tackle. Williams' last 3 runs have all resulted in negative yardage. So it's now 2nd, and let's call it 15 here. And a flag on the play. Looks like too much time by Crum.
Time count violation. Ottawa number 18. 5-yard penalty. It remains 2nd down.
Well, you're almost, if you're Ottawa here offensively, you're almost in that, you know, take 10 underneath, punt the ball. This is one of those things where coaches...
Timer, please reset the game clock to read 12 minutes, 13 seconds. 12 minutes, 13 seconds.
Where coaches say punting sometimes is not a bad thing. Limit the damage. Put your defense back out there.
And if you look at the Lions secondary, they've got 5 players 15
minutes,
yards down the field.
13 seconds. 1, 2, 1, 3. 12 minutes.
Every second that or suits.
Absolutely, and not many penalties. A couple of PIs, but not many penalties in this game. Knock on wood.
Lions just bringing 3 here, and we've got another flag. That looks like Dino Boyd. Or is that Dante Bull?
I think it was Bull, but there I go again.
Illegal procedure. Ottawa number 50. 5-yard penalty. It remains 2nd down.
2nd and 15. They don't have a lot of plays designed for this, I would think.
Dante Bull out of his stance and into that pass protection mode a little bit early. Yeah, not many plays in the book for this.
Fans getting into it here. Looks like they're going to rush 3 again. The quick throw to Nate Mahar, who was immediately tackled by Jalen Edwards-Cooper. They took your advice, took the short gain, and lived to punt here.
Yeah, that's exactly the strategy here. I mean, if you start forcing it into that deep area where the line of defenders were, you get a turnover and the field is cut in half. The field position advantage switches to the BC Lions. So this one, they can kick it away. Their cover teams have been pretty good tonight.
It looks like Vernon Adams is going to come back into this game, as he's there with the majority of offensive starters. Richard Leone on the kick. BC gets a piece of it. It hits an Ottawa player. BC's going to take over. Looks like they're going to call no yards in the play, but there was a deflection at the line of scrimmage.
So the right strategy by Bob Dice to do that, throw it underneath, get your punt team out, just turned because of the block.
Here's another look. BC gets a piece of this. They'll have great field position when we come back after the break in a must-score situation.
Whole lives into, and it's just, you get to understand that I'm only here because other people put in their time in the community.
Now, there's been a lot of big moments in your career in this building. You won a BC high school provincial title and a Grey Cup. I got to know, what is your favorite memory at BC Place?
This is my first time back in BC Place in a decade since we won that Grey Cup. I gotta say, well, you know, win the provincial championship, win that championship in the CFL, it's all great. Winning here is incredible. You guys can hear the sound. It's awesome.
Thank you so much, Johnny. Congratulations.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much.
I had a few fruitless afternoons trying to have my defense stop that young man. Not young anymore.
So did pro teams.
Okay, I'll hustle back.
Trying to stop John Cornish.
Lucky Whitehead with a reception from Vernon Adams down to the 20-yard line. This time the give to Mizell. Makes one man miss in the hole. Minimal gain, though, before he's wrapped up.
Take a look at all the inductees into the BC Sports Hall of Fame. I know one of them personally right there is Larry Donahoe, who was in as a builder, and Larry was a receiver of mine at Carson Graham and has spent thousands of hours working with amateur football in Carson Graham. Brian Chu, Will Loftus, just a great group of inductees.
Kay Ackles, the widow of the legendary Bob Ackles, also inducted. She received a special category, and she stayed involved in the football community even since the passing of Bob so long ago.
Well, Bob Ackles did such a great job to just re-energize this marketplace, and we're seeing the same type of thing in a similar way from Amar Doman, and I just can't say enough about just what he's building here. And when I talk to him personally, he talks about building and growing football in the province, and then the business will take care of itself. And Bob Ackles did very similar type of approach.
And his son Scott Ackles is in charge of the BC Football Hall of Fame right now as well. Interesting decision here. 3rd and 8, 10 minutes to go in the game. BC's going for it here after Adams just underthrew a receiver. Adams now being forced to scramble. Adams is going to keep it, not going to get it. And I'm not sure about that decision with this much time left played.
Well, yeah, I mean, let me do the math, and we'll come on a break and figure it out.
Tough stop there for the Lions. Ottawa maintains a 16-point lead when we come back to BC Place. Vernon Adams looked like he had Alex Hollins, and he kind of short-armed this a little bit, and it winds up going to the feet of Hollins when he was open. Certainly would have got a first down at that point, and that leads to the decision on 3rd and 8. Do you like the decision?
Well, yeah, you do the math, and you know, it's the difference between a 16-point game and a 13-point game. So you take the field goal there, and now you don't have to worry about the 2-point converts and your 2 possessions down.
Crump pulls it here. Incomplete. And we should let everyone know that Marcus Sales now is out for the game with a hip injury, so that's going to cause some juggling in the BC secondary.
Looks like Lukumba is still at his linebacker spot.
So Adrian Green is coming in to play safety, and that'll probably take Quincy Moget and move him down a little closer to the box here.
Moget looks like he's going to play halfback. Matthew Bett's been quiet tonight.
Yeah, he's had a lot of attention. There's been a number of double teams on him.
Is this the second down opportunity?
Moget had shown blitz, then he came out of it. The completion of Williams. He's going to be short of the first down.
Guess who covered him?
There's a flag on the play here, though. Let's see what comes of that. But right now, certainly Ottawa in a punting situation if BC doesn't take a penalty here.
Where it's at may be illegal contact. It's in the secondary. But
be a big penalty for BC here. And this is what they've talked about. Penalties on 2nd down.
Matthew Betts.
Illegal contact on the receiver. BC, this will be a 10-yard penalty that will result in a first down.
Yeah, this plays, there's the contact by Moget. This plays right into that change that was necessary with Marcus Sales being injured. Moget takes his job. Now he's playing in a position that he hasn't practiced in all year, or not all year. He's taking reps, but he's not the starter in that spot. Sales on the sideline, and that's exactly where Crum gets this penalty and a new set.
Moget on Braylon Addison there. Takes it out to the 28-yard line. This time the give again. Again, Williams bounces back to the left side. Edwards Cooper makes the tackle. Gain of 4 on the play. Good gain on first down.
The last time that they were in this second down, now it was second and long, not second and 5, but Matthew Betts dropped from his defensive end position.
Well, second down stats certainly tell the story of this one.
12 of 19. You're rolling, you're 12 and 19.
BC just 1 of 9. Big second down here. 6 yards to go for Crum. Comfortable situation, second and medium. This time he gives to Williams again. Lots of Lions are there. He's not going to get it. Ottawa playing the percentages there.
Yeah, grinding the clock, playing the percentages. Williams has made a couple of people miss, but again, in the key moment here, Matthew Betts, he's not going to get the sacks and that big flashy stat that all D linemen love, but he has in back-to-back plays now really been the difference maker to get the ball back to his offense.
Richard Leone on to punt. Terry Williams back at his own 30-yard line. Lions haven't had much in the way of big returns this season. This will be a great time for it. This time Leone gets it away. Pushes Williams back to his own 22, a 52-yard kick, and great coverage on the play. I believe that's Nigel Romick with the tackle. BC running out of time, just 7 minutes to go, and they're
come to play tonight.
Adams begins at his own 28. Checks it down to Mizell. Can't make anyone miss here before being brought down at the 33-yard line after a gain of 4.
You know, coming into this game, Ottawa had allowed 17 explosions in the last 4 games. I mean, this was an issue for them. They were giving up the big plays, and you thought the matchup with Vernon Adams and this big play offense would be an issue. They've shored up that problem. Baron Miles hasn't given up the big one. Pressure with 4.
This time, McInnes with the reception at the 50. You know, you talk about not giving up the big play, and primarily that's been because they haven't had to expose themselves with the blitz. They've been able to get pressure with 4.
Exactly. So you don't. That means you're not putting Keon Hatcher or Alexander Hollins in man-to-man coverage. You can, if you go with 4, you can play cover 2-man. You can play cover 3 zones, cover 4 zones, mix it up, confuse the quarterback.
18-yard gain for McInnes. This time, Adams puts it up for grabs. It's caught. We'll see if it counts as an interception. Officials are discussing whether or not he was inbounds or not.
Well, turnovers automatically, or potential turnovers automatically reviewed by this command center.
That is Webb with the catch. The officials still haven't made a decision. There they rule it an interception. The 4th turnover of the game for the BC Lions. The 3rd interception for Vernon Adams.
Well, there's no question he had 1 foot in when the ball first arrived. My question is, though, did he secure the catch when that foot was down, or did he have to regroup, catch it again when he was on the white stripe?
Command center taking a look at it.
See, look at this. See, okay, so he touches the ball there and the foot's in, and then he regroups, and now the knee is out.
Yeah. He absolutely bobbled the ball. There's no doubt about it. Command reviewed, and they're calling it an interception.
Okay. Webb likes it.
Just one of those games for Vernon Adams, and a very nice reception by Webb. Ottawa just content to run the ball.
That's how you gonna make a play, Rash.
It's a big game for the REDBLACKS. Stay in the playoff picture to snap this skid. They've, like I mentioned, real close in 4 of the 6 of those. 4-point loss to the Ticats, 2-point loss to the Rough Riders, 1-point loss to the Owls. I mean,
shaping up to be upset Saturday here with what Hamilton did to Winnipeg, and now what Ottawa is poised to do to BC. And they've been close. I mean, when you look at the way Ottawa has played, and we talked about it earlier, this team is still buying Bobby Dice's message. They haven't given in. They know they've probably got to run the table, and they're fully prepared to at least believe they can do it. This time the draw play, bit of confusion in the backfield. Crum wound up with it, turns into a sack. Looks like Varga's going to get credit for that. That could have been disastrous if that ball wound up on the ground.
Well, instant field position, yeah, and 2 scores. Now the Lions need the 2 scores plus the 2 two-point converts because of the decision to not take a field goal when they were down inside the 30 a couple of series ago. So now the clock becomes the enemy as much as the opponent.
Tuhema at the bottom of that pile. Lions look like they're going for the block here. Leone gets it away. Williams at his own 38-yard line after the 50-yard kick. Great coverage by Ottawa special teams on the play. BC will take over at their 43-yard line.
Vernon Adams coming into this game threw 20 touchdowns to 11 interceptions, but 6 of those 11 came in that one game against the Toronto Argonauts. So his touchdown interception ratio in all the other games really good. But he's thrown 3 tonight.
And the first and third looked similar. Those corner routes down the sidelines, 2 defenders in the area on both of them.
Well, the underneath guy falls underneath those corners.
This time Adams looking quick to Hollins. Yeah.
Danridge was looking at that one. He got a jump. He came out of a cannon and almost had it.
6-yard gain. And the one thing you know about Adams is he's not going to be afraid to sling it. We've seen that in other games when in Toronto when he had the big interception game.
Well, he has to. I mean, you know, he's got 4 minutes. He's got to score twice and get two-point converts.
He's also sitting at 230 yards, looking for his 5th straight 300-yard game. Got a ways to go to get there. This time the check down to Mizell. Good enough for the first down into Ottawa territory.
And in and out of the huddle as well. So call the plays right on the line of scrimmage. Keon Hatcher. Quiet tonight.
Adams dropping back. Has McKinnis for a gain of 18 yards, his 5th catch of the game. Lions in the hurry up, where Adams seems to have been his most effective in this game. Ottawa continues to just pressure with 4. The check down again to Mizell. This time he makes a man miss. Battling for the first down.
Well, Ottawa right now defensively, they're going to want to keep everything in front of them.
And that's the 3-minute warning. 3 minutes left is a lot of time in the CFL, but the Lions have a lot of work to do, trailing 16 at home. Vernon Adams with 8 fourth-quarter comebacks in his career. He's got a ways to go to get to 9. Starts off there by getting the first down. Justin McKinnis breaks the tackle, gets close to the 10-yard line. The Lions will go quick. McKinnis at 92 yards, closing in on 100. Adams drops back, checks it down, this time to Mizell. Gets about half of it, or at least 4 yards.
Yeah, a couple of checkdowns in this series. There's Mizell lined up right beside Vernon Adams. He checks for any blitz, which the Ottawa REDBLACKS have not done all night long. Again, keeping everything in front of them and rallying to the tackle, trying to chew up the clock.
Second and goal from the 6. This is the ball deflected at the line of scrimmage. Does not make its way to McKinnis. That brings them 3rd down, and at this point, you know they're going to go for it.
Oh, yeah. Sure, who got the mid on it? Take a look off the edge.
It's Coleman.
Another big play. Douglas Coleman with an interception tonight.
The rare time Ottawa felt the need to bring another defender. Third down, the game rests on this play. Adams drops back, looking into the corner to McGinnis. He's got it. Touchdown, BC. Same play he scored his earlier touchdown on. McGinnis with 2 touchdowns in the game as he inches closer to 100 on the night.
Well, they're going to go for the 2-point convert, but we'll take a quick look at the touchdown. And Vernon Adams just, throws it up for his big target to go up and get it. And it's very similar. And one of the, the subtleties with how McGinnis has played these 2 plays for the touchdowns is he doesn't push off when he goes to get separation. He puts his hands on top of the defender to just sort of hold him at arm's length and then reaches for the ball.
The luxuries of being 6'5".
With a long reach.
2-point convert here can make it a 1-score game. Adams drops back. Being pressured. Adams is going to keep it. Let's see if he can get away from Coleman. Just puts it up in the air, the right hand, and it is broken up in the end zone. A wild play there.
Well, I think a couple of times on this play, Vernon Adams thought about running. Like right here, he thought about taking off, and then that was shut down by Wakefield. And now he's in trouble. He's got linebackers chasing him. How close was Whitehead to making this catch? Baltimore with another big play. He has an interception tonight.
And now you wonder about the earlier decision not to kick the field goal. Would have been a 7-point game, probably a 6-point game because you don't go for 2 there. And now you got a
onside kick.
Yeah, you've got very little time. I mean, otherwise you could potentially kick it deep, right? If it was a 1-score game.
If it's a 1-score game, yeah.
Use your timeout.
Now the pressure, pressure's on the offense to get the 2 scores and the 2 2-point converts after they didn't convert on that 3rd down. Now the pressure goes to the special teams. Now they've got to not get 1, but 2 onside kick recoveries. Now Sean White is the key, the accuracy of putting it 10 yards. You're going to knuckle it or put it in the air.
Stefan Flintoff also out there. They've done this before where they've kind of gone in both directions. The chip. Jalen Ackland is there, takes the hit, hangs on.
Lions onside kick is recovered by
That's why you've got the veteran receiver in that spot.
Oh yeah, you put the surest hands you have to receive the onside kick. It's called the hands team. And that's why you call it. You go against the onside kick team, and you're on the hands team because you have good hands. And that's one of the best pair of hands in the business right there.
Takes the hit from Matthew Betts. Hangs on. And Ottawa's in great shape with a 10-point lead with 2:20 to go in this game.
Lions defensively need to tackle the ball here. They're going to try and run the ball. Try to rip it out.
Give to Williams. Stopped right away. Haladic right there. BC will use their timeout here.
Timeout, BC.
Now you look at Crum on that play where he took off into the alley. And you wonder if he's going to be tempted to do the same and keep it here.
Well, I'll be surprised if it's not RPO again, where he just is putting the ball in the stomach of Williams, and then deciding if he maybe has the edge, he takes it and tries to go wide. If he doesn't get it, no problem. They make it a long field for the Lions.
Second and 11 after that loss of 1. This time, give to Williams again. He fights forward. Doesn't look like he's going to get the first down, but now an interesting decision here with a potential field goal.
Well, it's still 2 scores, so let's see what Bob Dice does. Very difficult to block a field goal. your center and holder are in sync, these guys put hundreds of hours into the practice of the snap to hold and then kick department. It should take no more than 2 seconds from the time it leaves the center's hands to the time the kicker makes contact.
Dante Bull coming onto the field late here. 50-yard attempt for Lewis Ward, who's already hit 2 from 53 in this game, along with a shorter chip shot field goal. Kick is up, and it's wide to the right. Williams is going to bring this out. He's got some blockers in front of him. If he can get the edge, they could have something here. Williams still on his feet. Williams with 1 block. Williams could go. He is. No flags. Terry Williams all the way. BC back in this.
You gotta love Canadian football in the final 3 minutes.
Unbelievable. The Lions have been waiting for Terry Williams to break through, and he does it at the most opportune time with 1:25 to go.
First of all, you know, I get the decision. You make this and you make it 2 majors necessary in basically 2 minutes, which is very difficult. But if you miss, you got fast guy on the tee taking the ball to the house.
That was over 120 yards. We'll wait for the official number. Sean White with his kick. That one is good. We've got a field goal game with 1:25 to play.
Hey, tired my mama, Irabina, my daughter, she hears coming.
Well, in the first quarter, I believe it was, of the game, we also mentioned that Terry Williams is due. He's been chopping that tree. He's been chopping away at it all season long. 10-yard returns, 12-yard returns. Well, that tree just fell. That oak tree just fell. It hit the ground, and now the Lions have got a shot.
They're calling it a 120-yard return, and 1:25 to go. BC does not have a timeout.
1:25, probably not enough time to kick it deep for the Lions. I mean, if it's 2, you can kick it deep, get it 2 and out, and get the ball back.
Let's go.
So
let's go. Bet on me every time, twice on Sunday. Come on now. Let's go, baby.
Stefan Flintov out for this onside kick attempt. Remember, both he and Sean White were out there for the last one. White chipped it a little deep. Ackland was able to make the play. Let's see what it looks like here with Mike Benavides' hands team unit. Benavides, of course, the former defensive coordinator here in Ottawa. This time they are kicking it deep. Okay. Interesting decision.
Right on the bubble.
That ball run out of bounds.
2 running plays, takes it to 40 seconds. If you get the 2 and out.
Yeah, it might be a little less, probably closer to 30 plus the time it takes for the punt.
Exactly. They have got a piece, the Lions, of 1 punt tonight. And they've also got that massive missed field goal return for a touchdown. So we'll see if 120 is enough to kick it deep. 1 first down for Bob Dice's team ends it.
I still think you're going to see Dustin Crum pull the ball at some point here. Addison in motion. The give to Williams. And Tuhema gets him for a loss in the backfield. He might have had some room there if he breaks the 1 tackle. Instead, it's a loss of 4.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, there was some pursuit coming, but Williams takes this, and if Tuhema, who redirects here, he's tied up with his blocker, but he gets out there and just trips him out enough.
Now Ottawa's going to use every second of the play clock here. Snap it with about 55 seconds to play in this game.
Justin Hardy time.
Oh, I can't imagine they're going to throw here, do you?
Well, they've lost a couple of really close ones.
Two in the backfield, which has been a pass indicator.
Yep.
And sure enough, that's what they're doing. Crum going deep to Hardy. You called it. He can't make the catch. And the Lions are going to get the ball back with plenty of time on the clock.
Yeah, you know, when you've lost a couple of close ones, you want to take control and be aggressive and go after it. That's why I'm not surprised that they made this decision to go ahead and throw it deep to the receiver that's been the #1 target tonight in Justin Hardy, just off the fingertips. The problem with that decision is an incomplete pass stops the clock immediately, rather than running down another 15 to 20 seconds.
Nate Bahar slow to get off. The 5th 2-and-out for Ottawa in this game. So instead of 29 seconds at this point, we're dealing with 49. And a deep pass does take a little bit more time than a short run might, but certainly doesn't make up for the time you lose between plays. BC's going to come after this again. They've already got their hands on one punt earlier in this half. Leone gets it away. Terry Williams, who just changed this game the last time he ran the football back. Makes a few man miss. He's got some space. He crosses midfield. There's 38 seconds left. A 22-yard return for Terry Williams. This is going to be some kind of finish here, Suits.
3 or 4 plays for Vernon Adams. Wants to secure field goal position to extend the game. But you never know. You could take a shot. If there's a bust, you could take a shot here.
Lions have lost, or the Red Blacks have lost 4 games of these last 6 by 4 points or less. Will it happen again, or will they be able to hang on here?
Well, 15 yards away from Sean White field goal range.
Now, White missed one in the 50-yard range earlier. His career long is 55. He's told me that inside BC place, he thinks he can do it from 55.
Which means they need 10, basically.
Time shouldn't be a factor here. Officials are talking about the clock, making sure every second counts. You know, and at this point, no matter how well Ottawa has played,
the clock has been reset to 39 seconds.
Well, listen, they've been talking to a man about finishing games and, you know, being aggressive and see if they can get it done.
Vernon Adams with 3 interceptions in this game, looking for some redemption here. He's got Justin McInnes open on the sideline. He has caught the ball there, and they are in field goal range.
In field goal range, but now because it's a chunk play, one more of those and they're in striking range to throw a major and win in regulation. I mean, this is a big one. A wheel route for McInnes, who's been the #1 target over 100 yards.
The previous play is under review by the command center.
Well, he certainly has possession. Did he have possession when he got that foot down?
It's a 20-yard completion if, in fact, it stands. And if it does stand, it puts Vernon Adams over 300 yards again.
That'll be 5 straight games for Vernon Adams over 300. But let's just take a look to see if... Well, that first foot down looks like it hit the white stripe.
Did it?
Not sure if it was just the angle.
That's a tough angle.
Well, that one looks like he's in. The last one looked like he may have been on the stripe. It's ruled a catch, so they have to find the evidence, enough evidence, obvious evidence to overturn it.
And I can't tell on this one.
Well, yeah, it's the angle because we're looking right at the foot, so you don't know if there's green in between the toe and the white line from that angle. We'd have to be right down the line to see that.
There can't possibly be enough there to overturn it, can there? Unless there's another angle we haven't seen.
That's the question. Is there, you know, they see every angle that you see.
Maybe they've got some secret angles.
The ruling on the field stands. It was a catch. The clock will start on the snap.
34 seconds left. The Lions are in field goal range. They could be thinking touchdown here.
Absolutely. No, still 3 plays, very efficient there on that deep out.
And you don't need it all on one play. Pressure on Adams. He checks it down to Mizell. He's tackled at about the 31. There's a penalty on the play.
That's a late hit, I think, on the quarterback.
That's what Vernon Adams is calling for.
Wow.
And if that's roughing the passer, the penalty also stops the clock.
Absolutely stops the clock. 15 yards. We'll see who gets the... Is it up in the head area? Oh, absolutely. Swinging the right hand.
That's Mike Wakefield.
Trying to get the number, but
Major foul. Roughing the passer. Ottawa number 96. Contact to the head. 15-yard penalty and a first down.
Yeah,
Wow.
It is Wakefield, and this is a biggie because now Vernon Adams can take 2 shots at the end zone and win in regulation and still kick it on 3rd down for overtime.
They could even get a first down here. There's enough time for that. Adams drops back. This time Ottawa brings one. He goes back to McInnes, who's looking for his 3rd touchdown, and he can't come up with it.
Take a shot. You know, one of the things Vernon Adams definitely wants to make sure he does here, which he does execute correctly, is make sure the ball is out in front of Justin McInnes so only he has a shot of it. You don't want to throw that jump ball and maybe Lamont wins the jump this time. So he threw it out in front and McInnes can get it great. If not, incomplete.
Yeah, McInnes couldn't work himself back inside there. So 22 seconds to go, 2nd down. 10 yards to go, the 16-yard line. Ottawa brings 5. Adams, the corner up to Lucky Whitehead. Whitehead, does he have it? He does! Touchdown! BC! Lions back in front.
Stunned. Ottawa Red Black bench is stunned. And looks like Bob Dice wants to try and challenge somehow. Trying to get the attention of Andre Proulx to challenge this. Clearly a catch. Maybe he's trying to challenge that there was some sort of offensive pass interference.
That's what the defenders were calling for, offensive pass interference. I'm not sure what they're seeing there.
Clearly a catch by Whitehead, inbounds, the back of the end zone.
Ottawa is challenging the previous play. They believe there was offensive pass interference on the play. The play will be reviewed.
Well, and Bob Dice, nothing to lose there.
Yeah, it's in your pocket. You might as well throw it.
You might as well throw it. Here's Lucky Whitehead. And let's just take a look at his route on the corner. Goes inside technique. He's got an arm on him. He's trying to wipe that away. No, this is...
That's touchdown.
This is might as well throw it because you got it. If you're Bob Dice, don't blame him for doing it, but I don't see any issue either way, really.
What a final 7 minutes for Vernon Adams, and we question the decision for Rick Campbell on the field goal earlier when he went for it on 3rd down. But it's the CFL. There's never...
It's not a game. I would say hi, mama, but she in the stands. What's up, VA? Come on, man. It's not a game. Yeah.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Ottawa's charged a timeout.
Down 16 with 3 minutes to go.
And a lot of fans have left. They should be ashamed. It's the CFL. They should know better.
It is the CFL, baby.
It was a 4-play drive, 54 yards, 1 minute and 4 seconds. Sean White tacks on the PAT to make it a 4-point game. Vernon Adams now 26 of 37, 325 yards, 3 touchdowns to go along with his 3 interceptions. I think he's made up for those picks.
Yeah, you know, and we talked about after the third one how he needed to really flush it, just get rid of it. And he certainly did that. I mean, he was on point with 23 points scored for the Lions in the fourth quarter to erase that huge lead.
And there's still time here, but you need a touchdown, not a field goal. 16 seconds. We've seen crazy things before. BC's got to kick it off and cover this.
That's what great pros do. They bounce back from adversity. There is one constant in football, as you know. You're going to face adversity. Whether it's individually, as a team, as an offense or defensive unit, you will face adversity. It's what you do the very next play. Wow. And the Red Blacks, they just stunned. I watched the Red Black bench. Could not believe what they were watching.
Flintoff with the kick. Dandridge takes it at his own 17-yard line. Dandridge has some space up the middle. Tackled on the play. Adrian Green with another special teams tackle at the 52. 9 seconds to go. You might have 2 plays left.
Yeah, exactly. 2 plays. Dustin Crum can throw a 15-yard out. You know the Lions will back off and not let anything behind him. He can throw a 15-yard out here and then take a shot at the end zone on the final play.
The one negative about that desperation challenge is you lose your timeout.
Yeah, exactly. But an out stops the clock if you get your receiver out of bounds. Look how deep the secondary is for the BC Lions. They're way back there.
BC ran a player off late. They had too many out there. This time, Braylon Addison with the reception. He falls at the 38-yard line. 4 seconds to go. Time for one more play. Ottawa will take it to the end zone here.
Smart by Addison, veteran receiver, to go down, give his quarterback one more shot. And now he can sling it to the end zone.
Nate Bahar coming out. Javon Smith coming in.
And Justin McInnes is back as a DB.
Javon Catoy as well.
And Javon Catoy.
Keon Hatcher.
We got the receivers in the back end. Throw it underneath and see if they can make a tackle.
No kidding. Gary Peters is there for the tackle if needed. 38-yard line. Final play of this game. Crum scrambling. He's been wrapped up in the backfield. Woody Barron has him. They blow the play dead, and this game is over. The Lions, with a miraculous comeback, down 16 points with less than half a quarter to go. They win it 41-37. I can't believe what I just saw.
Well, Dustin Crum went right to the official and wondered why that was blown dead, but when his progress was stopped, they gave it another 2 count and then called him in the grass.
Yeah, Barron had him for quite a while there.
What a comeback by the BC Lions. Vernon Adams in this offense. 5th straight 300-yard passing game. Lucky Whitehead with the go-ahead touchdown in the corner with just seconds remaining.
Absolute heartbreak for the Ottawa Redblacks, who lose their 7th straight game. The first 6, average margin of defeat was 5.5 points. So many one-score games. This team is doing so many things right.